Our inspirational reading today is from Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind, 365 Science of Mind. A Year of Daily Wisdom from Ernest Holmes. And on page 230, Ernest Holmes states, I sing life's song of joy. You are part of the universal mind, one with the universal substance. You live, move, and have your being in pure spirit. All the wealth, the power, and the goodness of this spirit exist at the center of your being. You experience this good in such degree as you accept, believe in, and feel it. As you enter into life feeling the divine presence in everything, more and more you will hear a song of joy, capitalized, singing at the center of your being. You have only to be still and listen to this song of life, for it is always there. Say, knowing that the loving presence is always closer to me than my very breath, I have nothing to fear. I feel this loving protection around me. I know that the song of joy, of love, and of peace is forever chanting its hymn of praise and beauty at the center of my being. Therefore, I tune out of my mind all unhappy and negative ideas. I turn the dial of my thought into the sunshine of life, into brightness and laughter, into the joyous presence of radiant spirit. I lay aside all anxiety, all striving, and let the law of divine love operate through me into my affairs. Joyfully, I anticipate greater abundance, more success, and a deeper peace. Gratitude wells up within my heart for all the blessings I am now receiving. We don't have to wait, do we? It's right now we are receiving. And right now we are receiving blessings from this next speaker, who has a love of people, of animals, of the teaching of the inner Christ. As a minister here, she teaches, she guides, she loves, she helps out in ways and that we can see and not see. And she is speaking today on Bloom and Sweeten. Please welcome with me Reverend Elaine Fuller-Zachey.
Thank you so much. Bloom and Sweeten. Well, Webster's New Standard Dictionary defines bloom as a state of vigor or beauty and, well, also of flourishing. So, also defined as the glow, health, or freshness, and the state of prime, highest perfection. It defines the verb sweeten as to make or become sweet, wholesome, fertile, or pure. Pure. With these definitions in mind, we could say that we spiritually bloom when we were at our state of highest perfection and in a state of spiritual purity. In reference to the enlightened statement of the teaching of the inner Christ, or TIC's founder, Reverend Dr. Ann Meyer McKeever, that God is perfection everywhere now, let's ask, how does that apply to Webster's dictionary concerning our bloom? So, perfection everywhere now, right now. Okay. Would we be flourishing and glowing? with health or freshness? What makes us glow? What makes us healthy? How do or don't we reach perfection? Oh, it's so far away. And what is pure? And why would we desire spiritual purity? But here's the thing. Are we already there? Are we already there? Perfection, purity? We change and bloom as change is a universal given. It just happens, right? It leads to our personal growth, and we move into a greater expression of love, a greater expression of self, of security, with faith that God supplies our continuing good. We can release past experiences that we allowed to cause us pain, and change to a new learning, with new experiences, which present greater good for us. Okay? That leads to our increased happiness, our spiritual understanding and responsibility. When we grow in awareness of our Christ nature and grow in our ability to respond to Christ's guidance within, we increase our ability to interact with our environment without judgment, but with love. That results in healing and lifting of all, not just of ourselves, but of all. Because when we are lifted, we in turn help make others happy. We lift others. It just happens. I pray about challenges. I mean, I go through them, right? We all do. I receive information and Christ's guidance. For example, I see the world, our country, and us. I see challenges here, seeming challenges, let's say. We're all standing on the dome of a volcano that is building up to spew forth an era of power and joy. And certainly, a volcano can bloom. Why not? Power and joy. This surge of positive power is building, starting to sweep away fear and pain and move it into non-existence. Then evolve into light of joy, love, and celebration. Let's look for this around us and within us. Is this the slow, sleepy bloom of a cold era? No. It's the upward spiral, a verdant realization of spiritual life. This can be translated into wholeness, abundance, realization of Christ's love and the here and now. We can live it. We can live it. Let's live it. We can pray for what we need and then meditate, channel, and notate answers. I like to write. I get answers and I write them down, ideas, when I meditate. As TIC instructs, we have our own Christ right here within us for guidance. So let's accept this guidance of our higher identities and allow ourselves to follow this higher wisdom. Let's be teachable and unresisting to this, right? Let's feel the power. Be the power. Express the power. It's what we really are. Oh, and here's an idea. Think about this. Take the class Intersensitivity, which guides students in their spiritual blooming through prayer, meditation, and channeling, all with guidance and love from the inner Christ. That's their spiritual reality within, right? And when we take the course again, we take it in a new consciousness, a new level. and we see things, we realize things that we hadn't seen or realized before when we took the course. So it's worth it to take it again, too. A flower is powerful. Maybe we think of it as only being delicate and crushable. It can be crushed, right? However, guess what? The plant rises again. And here it is again. No destruction here, just truth. And that truth is life. Is life. We see this in its bloom. The bloom of a rose, a dandelion, a squash flower, right? Beautiful and yellow. It returns because it was never really gone. In the first place, life is a reality. No, life is the reality. Let's realize that, with inner Christ guidance. Challenges teach us to keep on keeping on, like a flower, right? Like a volcano, or like a glorious storm that seems frightening. They all lead us into peace and love, into new growth and bloom that involves power and sweetness, even if we don't see it right away. We will, sooner or later. I have a friend who is on her, I guess you could say, second lifetime during this life. She served in the military, then her unit went through a violent attack. She woke up in a hospital 2 months later to find that her body had been badly burned and she'd been in a coma. Now she's on permanent disability and she's learning to walk better and better. She's coming back while the redness from the burn, from the scar, is fading as it heals. She's made friends, new friends. And her PTSD groups at her local Veterans Administration are helping her to become healthier and happier step by step. She's blooming. She's reblooming. Think of a crushed flower coming back, right? And life's getting better for her. It's getting sweeter for her. And the greatest one is the one who serves. I heard Reverend Ann Meyer McKeever say that several times. My friend served in the army. And in the Bible, Mary Magdalene served as she washed Jesus' feet, then dried them with her hair. Jesus served to the point of his own public humiliation and death. Then he resurrected. They all bloomed. They all bloomed into sweetness, right? With service to others that made a positive difference in many lives. The sweetness wasn't just theirs, it was other people's too. Yeah. Our own president has been blooming into service. All presidents do, they do. Now he is stepping down from running for a second term for the good of the country, in his own words. He's leaving government service to a younger generation. I guess we all reach that point. We see this as closing of a long chapter of his life to bloom into the next chapter, to finish his career and move into whatever is waiting for him next. So he's going beyond, okay? He's into sweetness and he's going beyond. And we all do that some way or the other from time to time. So think about it, storms, challenges. The storms and challenges in our lives aren't necessarily evil. They can be good, they can be blessings. They can lead us to growth to becoming healthier, happier, wiser, more Christ-centered. They can lead us to make our lives better and the lives of others better. You know, here's a quote. You know, I mean, we can feel that maybe we're in the middle of a storm, you know, but it's not. It leads to sweetness, right? Here's a quote from around the 600s. It's hard to say who said this quote or where it came from. The devil said to me, "Go or be swept away by the storm." I said to the devil, "I am the storm. I am the storm." Let's allow our storms to be doorways to spiritual growth, to bloom, to sweetness, to pure love and power. A storm can be sweetness and love. Let's let them be that. Let's let ourselves be that. So I do thank you for your attention, and Christ's blessings to all of you.
Thank you, Reverend Elaine. We are the storm. We are the volcano. I'll have to remember
I
that.
hope it was okay.
I can remind that to my relatives. So out of the storm comes beauty, love, abundance. And the abundance of God is what we're concentrating on now. And we know that if you found any value in our service this morning, in this talk, if you were inspired and found some nuggets of wisdom, we invite you to donate to the teaching of the inner Christ. You can, Malachi chapter 3 verse 10 states, "Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. And try now in this, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such blessing, there will be not room enough to receive it." Pretty darn good. Can you envision that? In other words, you can't outgive God. Open your hearts and your minds and your hands to receive. So thank you for supporting the teaching of the inner Christ with your love donations through our website, teachingoftheinnerchrist.org. You can go to the very top menu on the right-hand side where it says donations, and click on that, and you will be at a place where you can donate. So thank you for your donations, or you can mail your donation to Teaching of the Inner Christ at 1114 North 2nd Street, El Cajon, that's E-L, and then C-A-J-O-N, California 92021 is the zip code. Thank you. We appreciate you.